With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Greg Sharpe. Interim head coach Mickey Joseph met with the media following today's practice and talked about the team's focus heading into Saturday's game against the Gophers.
The boys have been great. The coaches have been great. We came in on Sunday. We talked about our mistakes and cleaning it up because there's a copycat league. And then we said we're going to put it on the 24-hour route, and we're just going to press on and get ready for Minnesota. So you got to put losses behind you. We can't let Illinois beat us twice. So we had to get ready for Minnesota this week, and I think the boys did a great job of putting that behind them and moving on.
Joseph also said that quarterback Casey Thompson did take part in some of today's workouts and called him a game-time decision. Thursday night, NFL football tonight has the red-hot Eagles of Philadelphia visiting Houston to tangle with the Texans. The same two cities continue the World Series tonight. Game 5 in Philly. The Astros tied the series up at 2 games apiece last night when they no-hit Philadelphia. Nebraska's soccer season came to an end today as they dropped their semifinal matchup with Michigan State. 2-1, the Huskers' goal came off of a header from Eleanor Dale. The Big Red end the year at 8-7-5. Need to buy or sell heavy equipment, trucks, or trailers? GoCurrency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Now get ready for Sports Alley coming up on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Left elbow with it is Gary, drives inside, spins, puts it up and in. Jawan Gary in an N1. Put him in a spin cycle and got the 2.
It's overpass, shot back, Kalen Hard, kaboom! Start dreaming a little. Return, they throw it out. It's a lateral. Williams looking to throw the football, now being chased out of the pocket and shoved out of bounds. He'll lose a dozen yards. Clear back to the 34-yard line. Williams got shoved into the Husker bench. Quentin Newsom again there, DB.
Yeah, he is all dog today.
4 seconds to go. In the quarter, deep right side. Matty Kroll on the corner for 3. You betcha! Matty Kroll with a punctuation mark kick in the first half.
McKenzie, perfect pass, set to the right. Laurenstein, kaboom! Woohoo! Waking babies all over North Bottoms. That's 18-15, Big Red.
Finally, Griesel gets the defensive carom. Down the 4 to Lloyd. Shoots the 3 on the way. Bang! A ring! Ramel Lloyd Jr. with a big 3.
How about that shot? Casey rolls, steps, throws, has a man downfield. Vokalek makes the catch. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back with another night of Sports Alley, a Thursday edition of Sports Alley here on the Huskers Radio Network. So glad you're with us here tonight. Full 2 hours coming your way. Hour number 2 will be our football show. Travis Fisher will be in studio, the Huskers defensive backs coach. Looking forward to talking to him. The team meal is going on right above us here in East Stadium. In fact, all the guys just went right by the studio here.
Yeah, I was walking from my office down here, and they were coming up to go to their team meal right at the same time. Boy, they're fired up. It's been a lively bunch all week. You know, I've done a lot of interviews this week for other projects, for Cornhusker Conversation, and have had to wait, right outside of practice, and it's been a lively bunch all week. They're in good spirits. They seem to just be ready to go. They're no down in the dumps. They are fired up and ready because, they were loud. We could hear them just then, and I don't think there's any letdown from last week. I think that 24-hour rule holds true, and they're ready to go again.
Well, and this kind of piggybacks on Bill Bush's comment last night that we had for you, that this has just been a fun group to be around.
Yep.
They bring it every day, and Mickey said that they had a great week of practice this week to get ready for this game, and I think that's a credit to the leadership on this team, that the guys are still hanging in there, even though it's been a rocky couple of weeks, the loss at Purdue, the bye week, and then the loss last week. With Casey going out in the second quarter. And we're going to hear more from Mickey in a little bit in our practice report. But Casey's working hard to try to get himself back, and by saying game-time decision, at least you're saying there's a chance.
Absolutely. And he's just so tough, and he's such a competitor, and he wants to be out there, and he's going to do everything in his power to be out there. But I think just the way that this week will have unfolded, whether he plays or not, I think it's okay that he doesn't practice, because I think of all the players that you don't worry about knowing the playbook and probably doesn't need as much. You always need reps and always need practice, but he's a guy, he's played so much football. He knows, he studies so much film. It's crazy how much film he studies all the time. And, he knows the playbook, and he has a good feel for this offense. So, you don't feel so bad about him not having as many reps, but it also gives the opportunity for the backups to get more of the reps this week. So I think it'll be a good situation overall, and hopefully he'll be good to go. But if not, those other two will hopefully be more ready to go, whoever it is that gets called in the game.
Yeah, we're going to be a lot of eyes on the pregame warmups.
Yep.
For Casey, and then who's taking reps when they kind of break into the ones and twos out there to warm up. So interesting. It'll be an interesting hour before the game.
Yes. And are any of the offensive linemen back?
Well, he did say today Brock Bando is going to dress, and Omar Manning's going to dress
yes,
for the first time in a couple weeks.
Saw Omar Manning at practice and told him, I said, it's good to see you back in pads. So It's been since Rutgers. And, I think he was a guy that definitely could help this offense. When you start talking about teams starting to try to take Trey Palmer away, the more weapons that you can put out on the field, the better it is, because, again, kind of going back to what I had said, Coach Whipple had said about once they felt like had things going against Illinois, is it's just really, really tough for defenses to cover everybody on the field. When they have that many playmakers on the field and you make a decision to take Trey out of it, then other people are going to have one-on-one matchups, which has been instilled in them to, hey, that's what we want. You got to go win those one-on-one matchups. And so, the more guys that you have out there that can go make plays, the better it is for this offense.
Folks, time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. So Mickey Joseph practice report coming up here in a few minutes. Travis Fisher in hour number 2. A lot to talk about with Coach Fisher. We've seen some different names get on the field, Phelan Sanford and some of those different guys. Obviously, Malcolm Hartzog's a wonderful story that we've kind of jumped into as this season has progressed, playing really good football. Didn't see him at all the first couple of games, and then boom, all of a sudden he starts to play and playing really well. So a lot of fun stuff to talk about with Coach Fisher. We're also going to touch on some Husker wrestling tonight. How about
that? It's season opener tomorrow.
And it's alumni weekend as well. They've got over 50 former wrestlers coming back, including the world champion Jordan Burroughs. He's going to be back in town, available for some autographs after the duel tomorrow night with North Dakota State, which starts right now, 6 o'clock tomorrow night at the Devaney Center. So for you Husker wrestling fans, it's here. They're not back home until January. So This is your only time to see them for 2 months.
Wow. So, yeah, get out there and see him. And I think, he's got some news he's going to deliver. Potentially.
Well, there's something rumbling around. We'll hear about that from Coach Manning later on in the hour. I'm hoping I'm hearing things wrong, but we'll see what Mark has to say.
Also, though, while Jordan Burroughs is in town, one of the next episodes of The Place is going to be featuring him. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be a fascinating episode. So there's a couple of episodes in the works, but those are one of them. While he's here in town, they're going to get him and get all of those stories.
Very good. Last night we got bumped off a half hour early because Husker volleyball, and they were very efficient last night. I thought Indiana played pretty well. I was impressed with them, but the Huskers got the sweep.
Yeah, and had a good game plan, and you can see why Indiana probably could be a tough matchup for a lot of teams. They do what they do, and they do it from the service line, and that's what the Big Ten announcers kept saying last night, is that they come into it with a game plan, and it's going to try to be from the service line, but they also give up a lot of service aces at that.
They did.
But if the serves are working, you can see why they could probably upset some people.
So they're back in action on Sunday at Northwestern, and we're getting really close for their matchup with Ohio State. That's not too far off. They're one of the teams that's tied for first place in the Big Ten, along with Nebraska and Wisconsin. Going to be a fun month of November to try to figure out who's going to win the Big Ten championship. I mentioned it in the ticker. Husker soccer played pretty darn well today. Lost their semifinal matchup with the number 1 seed, the regular season champs, the Spartans of Michigan State, 2-1. But a lot of young play. There's only a couple of seniors on that roster, too. I think they really set a nice foundation for moving forward.
They really did. And I don't know, I mean, you I guess probably know more about how the RPI unfolded more than I do, but you always go back to, and there's a lot of coaches in a lot of sports that don't love the way that is, and you kind of wish that there was a little bit more of the eye test, the human element involved in the process, because I think, and I know they had a couple of tough losses, but they played some good soccer down the stretch.
They did.
And so maybe some of those losses at the beginning of the season hurt them a little bit more than what they should have, because if you're looking at the teams playing their best right now, I mean, boy, they played really good these last 2 games of this tournament. I mean, Michigan State, they were right there with them and gave them all they wanted, and it was a great soccer game, and they've played some good competition that they've beat or been right there or tied down the stretch that you wish maybe would give them a little bit more of a push.
Andrew was worthless during the match. He couldn't
Really?
take his eyes off of it. He was just screaming and yelling and
Hey,
all over it.
so in my office, I don't have a TV, but in the corn crib, they have the,
the whole
wall
wall
of TVs. There's a bunch of people. It's kind of like a watch party, and they're watching. But gosh, just wish one more goal, and they would have played overtime in the tournament, right?
Yep. It would have. So
is there a shootout in place ever?
I think they go 2 10-minute overtimes and then a shootout if
shootout.
nothing happens in those 2 overtime periods. So good effort. In fact, Michigan State will play Penn State, who knocked off the number 2 seed, the Northwestern Wildcats. So your championship match in women's soccer for the Big Ten on Sunday will be Michigan State, the regular season champs, and Penn State, who I think was the 6th seed. They were in that tie with Nebraska for 4th. There was like a 3 or 4-way tie for 4th. Nebraska won the tiebreaker, but Penn State, who Nebraska beat, one of their, I think it was senior night. Andrew went out there to that. That was the match he was getting yelled at to bring the water bottle. The Huskers won that match 4-2 over Penn State. Now they're in the championship match. All right, 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Or if you want to text, you can do that as well. Let's go to North Platte and Jim. Jim, you're going to lead us off tonight. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to both of you. Even my question is, when do you think Nebraska is going to get back to a bowl game? The reason I'm asking that, I think that's really hurting our recruiting. Thank you. You both have a good evening.
All right, Jim, thank you. No, there's no doubt. You're not getting to postseason in football, you don't get extra practices, which is big for your young players who don't get on the field a lot in the fall. Your fan base looks forward to bowl games because it's a nice trip somewhere. So, yeah, there's no doubt. Not getting to postseason is really hurtful to a program.
Yeah, and I think it hurts more in terms of development than it does recruiting, because, I mean, I think, and Nebraska's had, top 25 classes the last few years, but I think more so you always hear coaches talking about a lot of times you really can develop guys even more so in the bowl week practices, and you even can in the spring. The spring and the bowl week practices are the best times to develop that talent. So I think that's it hurts more in that regard than it does recruiting.
Ready for some cooler weather Saturday?
So you said that it's supposed to snow. I see Sam in Omaha said, give us some snow. But my weather app still says it's supposed to be like 56.
The good news is the precip is going to be out of here about 7 a.m. So it's going to be dry for the game. I think we're going to get a dusting overnight. But they're saying kickoff temperature of 42 degrees.
42, wow.
Now, it's going to warm up probably into the low 50s by the end of the game. Tomorrow's high is 45, so it's going to be chilly around here the next couple of days. So you're going to have to bundle up a little bit.
I got to get my winter.
And you might be in the shade for a while, too, even if the sun breaks out, because the way 11 o'clock kick, you'll probably be, second half, you'll be fine.
Wow. Okay, I got to get my, I got to get prepared for that. I got to get mentally prepared. I got to get my coats out. Gloves, all of the above.
I just want to see that scooter thing zipping over here on snow. That's what I want to see. Andrew's little scooter. We still don't have a helmet for him.
That thing's not going to be good in the winter.
No. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They have 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. We're back with our practice report comments from Mickey Joseph. That's straight ahead.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, And AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at Huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's Huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns-for-teachers.
Bentley races clear to the far sideline. Back to throws to Vito. He gets hit. Lit up. It's a sack. Huskers get another sack at the 22-yard line. Isaac Gifford came off the edge.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. In Hour 1, we'll get the latest taste of the sideline slice with Jeremiah Searles and speak with Nebraska Rifle head coach Mindy Miles. In Hour 2, we'll make our college football picks for the week and name our weekly winners and losers. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Here's to the locals. raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Got the snow shovel all greased up today. Let's go. Put some snow.
Stop rubbing it in. Andrew and I are not snow people.
Oh, this better be a good winter for some snow around here. Last year was just ridiculously bad. So, all right, time now for the GoCurrency.com Husker football practice report. Mickey Joseph met with the media after today's workout and just kind of started off with an opening statement.
Thought the boys practiced well this morning. Thought they were really detailed in their assignments and the game plan. So I think they're really getting their minds right. We talked about getting their minds right and knowing what type of games it's going to be. This is going to be a physical contest. It's going to be a Big Ten football game, and we've been here before. We understand what we need to do.
All right, let's get right to it, right out of the gate. First question was about what's the situation at quarterback?
Casey went a little bit yesterday. Chuba took most of the reps, him and Logan, but Casey went a little bit yesterday. So Casey's going to have to be, we got a game time decision on Casey to see if he's going to be able to go.
And we'll follow that up and then get Jessica's reaction. He said, how hard do you, or the question was, how hard do you think Casey will work you to play?
There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. He will be pushing so hard. And but I also think, too, though, if there's any kind of situation that he would put himself or the team first and foremost or himself in a bad situation, he won't do that.
Right.
But if he thinks in his mind that he can go, he will be. He was pushing. I think it was last week when he didn't take the shoulder pads off. Thought maybe there's a chance because he went back in the tent.
He had no feeling in his hand though.
Yeah, I mean every time he goes down, he gets right back up and he just goes right to the coaches and I'm good. And so yeah, no, he's tough and he'll fight really hard to stay out there on the field.
So Mickey was asked, what's it going to take? What's he going to need to tell you to convince you that he can play?
Absolutely. He's trying to convince me that he's going to play. But, my rule for his injuries, he's got to tell me that he's ready to go. But then I got to have enough sense to say, you're ready or you're not. But he's going to tell me he's ready to go. And I know right now Casey's telling me he's ready to go.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all. I mean, I saw Casey today, and I thought, well, first of all, I thought he was in really good spirits during the game. On Saturday, even when he didn't come back in and play. To me, I just thought his demeanor didn't seem like, okay, this is going to keep him out for a long time. But then I've seen him a couple times after practice, and boy, he seems, again, in good spirits, ready to go, and chatting with the guys. And so, yeah, I think I have a good feeling, but we'll see. Again, it's also his throwing arm.
Yeah.
And so that very well could be, how does he feel? Can he go the duration of an entire game throwing the ball like this offense asks him to do? We might not know the answer to that until Saturday morning.
Well, the positive with him is because he's played so much and he knows the offense, he probably doesn't need as many reps during the week. He may be a little rusty, but and I think the beauty of this is that I think Chuba and Logan have gotten reps, so they're probably are ready to go. And if Casey can go, maybe you throw him out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost like the best case scenario because you don't worry about Casey practicing because, again, he stays in the playbook. He watches crazy amount of film. That's all he does. Even when he's, like, on his free time, that's what he watches football. He watches film. He studies the opponents. He studies the Nebraska game film, all of it. He just stays on his iPad all the time, or he comes up here in the film room. So you don't worry about him being mentally ready. And so this allows for those two other guys to have more of those opportunities throughout the week to be ready.
All right, we'll finish with this. What's the last question for Mickey in the press conference was, what's your message to the offense been this week as you prepare for another good defense?
Well, we got to move the chains. When we get the third down, we got to have a great play call, and Whipple would do that. But then we got to execute the third down call and get the first down, because they are really good on third down.
They are really, really good on third down, just like Illinois' defense was last week.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's not just good on third downs. You got to be good offense and defense. You got to get off the field on defense, and the offense has got to keep drives going so that, you don't give a chance for Minnesota to try to shorten this game.
Yeah. I just today went back and watched Minnesota's game with Rutgers, and this was so typical of the Gophers, Jessica. Rutgers got the opening kick, and they actually drove it into Minnesota territory, ended up having to punt. Took off about 5 minutes of the clock, punted, and down the ball at the 1-yard line. Minnesota then went on a 19-play, 99-yard drive, and they chewed up 10 minutes and 27 seconds. The drive ended in the second quarter. So Rutgers got one possession in the first quarter of the game. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just so frustrating. It's frustrating for a defense. It's frustrating for an offense because you just want to be out there. It's frustrating for the fans.
Yeah, you're just sitting there going.
If it's the away team in a home stadium, boy, they take the crowd out of it. So yeah, you cannot allow for that to happen, and that takes complementary football, both offense and defense. You gotta come together and to prevent teams from doing that.
And Rutgers, and we saw them a couple weeks ago. They made them work for their yards. I mean, there were a lot of third downs that they had to convert on that drive to keep it going. But they were third and shorts, and so they were able to pick those up and keep the drive going. But Rutgers made them work, and probably sitting there going, God, make a mistake, would you, in 19 plays? Make a mistake so we can get the ball back.
But that's what they don't do that. Both Illinois and Minnesota both are really good at what they do, and that's what they do, and it can be pretty boring and pretty frustrating football to watch, but hey, that's how Illinois is ranked in the top 25 right now.
Yeah, what are they in the college football poll? 17th or something, I think, in the college football poll that came out on Monday. That is our practice report, which has been presented by Currency. Does your business need quick, easy, and secure financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. John in Omaha on our text line said, do you guys think in the interview process for the coach that Trev inquires about who the coach would bring with him, and does that play into the final decision? Interested in your opinion? Go Big Red. Absolutely. That's one of the main questions. Tell me your vision for the staff. How are you going to do this? What's your recruiting plan? What do you want to run on offense? What kind of defense do you want to have? All that comes up in an interview process.
Absolutely. And, even we heard last year when the changes were made with Coach Frost, that was something that Scott and Trev talked about making changes to the staff. And while he didn't, he said that was a Scott's decision on who ultimately they brought in, but that was something that was a conversation that was had. Hey, we got to make some changes. And so, yeah, I mean, you want to know all the aspects of what a coach's vision and plans are before you sign on to try for the future and long term and all of that. It all goes into it.
Absolutely. So good question though, John. And yeah, Trev said there would be days like today, and everybody probably listening and watching tonight knows what I'm talking about. There were a lot of wild rumors out there today, and Trev said you're going to have some of those in a long coaching search, and this is a long coaching search because it began in September. But there is nothing to report tonight. If somebody's wondering why we haven't talked to any, there's nothing for us to report to you tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like nowadays, people just post something and say a source, but there's no follow-up to it, and so then things run wild and all the speculation and rumors. But I mean, that's where we are. It's how many times have we seen this, not just here but across all of college football, across all sports, about how sources tell me this and that and that, and it doesn't end up that way. So I was really impressed last year about how things were kept under wraps, both at LSU and USC. So, and everybody was shocked with all of the programs involved, how that unfolded. And so, I think, who knows? We might not know until the day that it happens and things come out, but be patient. Let Trev Alberts make that call. Now, when that decision is made,
yes,
Trev Alberts will be the one that confirms it, and that's when you know that it's legit.
Now, I do believe Trev's working it.
Yes.
I do think that's happening. I do think he's breaking into a lot of stuff and analyzing different candidates and different coaches, making phone calls. But there's nothing to report tonight. So if you've been sitting here waiting for us to talk about a lot of rumors that were out there today, we're not going to, because there's nothing for us. There's nothing concrete for us to say to anybody.
By the way, got a question in the chat from Dion. How does Nebraska win with Casey out? Will Chuba improve that much in a week? Well, again, going back to Chuba was hurt and didn't get a lot of practice last week. And then I just think it will be different, being that Chuba and Smothers, it's a different mentality, and you could say it all you want, but until you're thrown into that fire, I think it was a huge learning experience for them. Now, we'll see, but I think you can't judge completely Chuba's performance off of last week, because even Coach Whipple said that was unfair to him and Logan.
Go back, Jessica, to the second half of the Oklahoma game. He did some really good things in that game, and so he has ability to do it. He looked really rusty, nervous, unsure, all those things factored in last week. I think if he's the guy Saturday, I think we'll see a better player.
Yeah, and I think just approaching this week knowing that, because I don't think Casey practiced much at all. He may practice a little bit on Tuesday. Did he practice?
He didn't practice Tuesday. He did Wednesday.
So Tuesday, which is Tuesday and Wednesday are their hardest days. They go hard. They're physical, and so you at least have Tuesday and a lot of Wednesday where Chuba and Logan are taking a lot of those snaps. So, that's, again, just a completely different already when you're going into the game in that regard compared to what he was last week, and then also being hurt. So, yeah, I think this week will be a better judge, a factor of where both Logan and Chuba is at as opposed to last week.
Optimize phosphorus performance for a stronger, earlier start using Avail T5 Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer and register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. We're back to talk some wrestling. Huskers set to open the season tomorrow night at the Devaney Center. They have a duel with North Dakota State. Head coach Mark Manning will join us next.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. Nebraska has the most technically advanced buildings in the Big Ten, according to an annual review of universities across the country. Nebraska has also saved over $85 million over the past 17 years by making long-term investments in clean, reliable energy sources, cutting-edge automation, and collaborations across campus.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest. Hey, this is the coldest Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from the coldest.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS. Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back, Sports Nightly, here on a Thursday night. We talk about the crossover season. We're into November now. That means wrestling is about ready to get going. The Huskers will open their season tomorrow night at the Devaney Center, 5 o'clock, with a duel against North Dakota State, 6 o'clock against North Dakota State. Delighted to have wrestling coach Mark Manning with us here. You ready? I guess is the team ready to get going?
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Greg. Well, we've had a great offseason. Our guys have put a lot of work in and just really love the spirit of this team and where they're at. We'll have some young guys, and then we'll have some, like guys like Cale Davidson, who hasn't wrestled for us much, but he's a 6-year senior. Boo Dryden at 133 probably, and another 5th-year guy, and Liam Cronin. So our lighter weights really grew up. We were freshmen at 125 and 133. Now we're 6-year seniors there. So a lot of experience. And, a year to get those guys better is going to bode well for us moving forward.
I bumped into you a couple months ago, and you said, Greg, I think I love our depth. I think we may be a better dual team this year than we were last year.
Yep.
And that depth you've got some battles just to get on the mat for you right now.
Absolutely. 133, we have 4 really good guys there with Alex Thompson, Dom Serrano, who wrestled for us last year mostly. He was our starter. And then we've had a transfer in, Kyle Berwick from Wisconsin, and he's trying to figure out some eligibility thing right now going on. It's kind of been a mess for us. And then Boo Dryden. So Boo redshirted last year, and he comes in with a lot of experience. So we have a good situation there. And then, Brock Hardy at 141, who was a guy, he's a 22-year-old freshman. So he was a Mormon young man, went on his Mormon mission, committed to us, went on his mission for 2 years, came back, COVID kid. So that was a nothing year, and then redshirted last year behind C.J. Redd, and then he's 22 years old. He's got 4 years, and Brock Hardy can wrestle. People are going to be really excited about Brock. So really good there, and then just, Peyton Robb is much more improved. He's got a tough match, probably their toughest guy from North Dakota State on Friday night. But really like this team. You really like, Mikey Liberola, I feels really made a big jump over the summer. So really excited to see what these guys bring to the table on Friday.
5 NCAA qualifiers back for you. You mentioned a couple of them, and Mikey and Peyton, those guys, Bubba Wilson, Liam, and Ridge is obviously back as well.
Yep.
Perhaps, right? But you're looking at some things with Ridge.
Yeah, we're looking to maybe, there's possibility of Ridge redshirting, and that Ridge hasn't redshirted, obviously, and so it'll give him, a year to really just spend getting better. And then he'll have two shots at national titles back. Yeah, and so really, we're contemplating that right now. We don't have to make, a decision, first week in November right now. So we'll just see how that plays out. But, we really like, we have a couple of guys at 184, and Nathan Haas has wrestled a little bit for us, but he's a redshirt freshman because he was a COVID guy. And then Lenny Pinto is a guy that, won the wrestle off, really looks, he's strong and explosive. He's going to be a fun guy to watch moving forward. Pennsylvania guy, he's been around wrestling his whole life, so he brings a great dynamic at 184. And then Silas Allred, who, man, he's been on our program 2 years, but no one's known about him. He beat the kid from Iowa State who took 5th in the country at that weight class, and Silas beat that guy last year. So I think Silas is, Eric Scholes, an awesome young man for us, an awesome competitor, consistency, just through the roof. But Silas is, he's going to pick up where Eric left off there. He's an impressive young man, and really love what he brings to our team for sure.
Visiting Husker wrestling coach Mark Manning here on Sports Night. The 8th-ranked Huskers will open the season tomorrow night against North Dakota State at the Devaney Center. I think you were 6-5 last year in duels, if I remember right. I think that what you're laying out for me, I think you can be considerably better than that this year. You agree?
For sure. For sure. We like where we're at, and we like just the growth of some of these young guys, and a couple of these guys, like I mentioned, Nathan or Lenny Pinto and Silas Allred, Brock Hardy, no one really knows much about them, but they've been in a room for 2 years, and, they're ready to go. They're ready to make their mark on this program, and we have great culture going on, and just really like where the spirit of our team, and these guys, it could be a special group.
Speaking of special, Big Ten Wrestling certainly is special. The TV schedule came out a few weeks ago. You're going to make several appearances on BTN for that. You got some unbelievable matchups during the conference race. There's a lot to look forward to in the coming months.
No doubt. And we're just really trying to capture, Greg, the intangibles. How can we win those tight matches? How can we win those tough duels? Be great at tournaments. It's just winning, having those intangibles of just the right approach and the right weight cut. Being more ready than our opponent, and we just have a great mindset among the team, and so really like where not only our leadership, but just these guys are going to take the mat, and they're going to be fun to watch.
Well, folks, tomorrow night again, they're out at the Devaney at 6. You better go see them then, because they're not back. You're not back home on a lake till January. When you get into league play.
Oh man, yeah, January 13th. I think we kick off with Minnesota, and Friday night's going to be special. One, because it's an alumni day, so we have over 50 alumni from all across the country coming back. They get to take in a wrestling match and then a football game. And one of our special alumni, Jordan Burroughs.
Another world championship. Most accomplished wrestler in U.S. history. We're going to honor Jordan that night, and then a football game also on Saturday, but he's going to do an autograph thing on Friday. Him and his wife, Lauren, are coming back, and they're super excited to get back to Lincoln. James Green, Brad Veering, a bunch of Husker greats are going to come back, and they're really excited to watch our team and just get back together. And, that's what family is all about, and that's what our program's about, and super excited for these guys to come back. And 50-plus alums coming back.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Coach. That's going to put a smile on your face.
Yeah, it's great. We're excited about that, and now the pressure's on, right? Now we got to perform.
Yeah.
Now we got to go do it. But no, it's great, and it's going to be great to have them back and get together.
Well, I'm excited. Can't wait to start following this group. You threw a lot of new names at us this year, so a lot of guys I got to learn about, kind of figure about. That's going to be fun to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited and ready to go.
Good. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Mark Manning with us here on Sports On again. The Huskers in North Dakota State, 6 o'clock at the Devaney Center, Alumni Night. Jordan Burroughs will be there. Autographs available. That'll be fun to be a part of that. Hey, folks, buckle up with the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More of the show coming up.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Saturday, Nebraska football takes on Minnesota. Husker Game Day is live at 7 a.m. with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. At 9, Greg Sharpe hosts Countdown to Kickoff, followed by the Mickey Joseph pregame show. At 11 a.m., Greg, Damon, and Jessica Coody bring you every angle of every play as the Huskers battle the Golden Gophers. After the game, Bill Dolman and Damon host the 5th quarter show. Then Greg will talk to Mickey Joseph, and Jessica will speak to Huskers players before Matt Coatney and Jay Foreman talk to you on Big Red Reaction. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. 402-413-2400. How about Ridge Lovett might redshirt? It's pretty big news.
Wow. Yes. Huge news. And, you know, he was just such a big name last spring when I remember I was at the it was the Big Ten women's tournament, I think. Or no, it was the first round of the NCAA tournament.
And they were at the NCAA.
Yes, and you know, watching that run, and he's got such a bright future, but you kind of understand it though too, and a lot of wrestlers do redshirt, and it's kind of like offensive linemen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the time it's like you get a year to develop, and he hasn't done that yet, and so hey, take this year, get better, and then hey, get that one guy out of here, and then
Yanni.
Yanni, and have a better opportunity.
Yeah, Yanni's a multinational champion at that 149 weight class, and he is a senior. So interesting news. We'll see if that ends up being the way it goes for Ridge Lovett. To the phones we go up to Omaha. Mike, you're up next. Good evening.
Hey, I was curious about that Iowa game last year where Smothers started. And I remember him throwing the ball really well. And here's the stat line. 16 for 22, 198 yards. That's almost 70%. There was the interception at the end, and he ran for 83 yards. And we know, we had a line there that didn't protect the quarterback much. You saw it, Greg. A lot of those passes were down the field. I mean, he threw the ball very well, and we know he can run.
Yeah, I think the holdup, Mike, is that, Scott Frost was kind of the expert in the room with the option attack and the quarterback run game. And that's really not Mark Whipple's bailiwick. Does that make sense? I think Mark Whipple really hasn't dealt with many running quarterbacks in his career.
And might I also
doubt.
add, too, that I think it's safe to say the offensive line last year was, I don't want to say better, but, I mean, they were better. They had Nuri, they had Teddy. Teddy was playing well at the end of – no, Teddy went out.
Hurt.
But Nuri, Turner, and then – obviously, Cam Jurgens is playing in the NFL right now, and so they had, some guys that had played a lot of football, and this offensive line has just been in work in progress all year long. And when Smothers, what opened up for him was that he could run it so well. So, I think that's where, too, you have to keep in mind that it's a different offensive line that we're talking about, too.
All I'm saying is, you saw Greg. He showed he could throw the ball.
Yep.
And we know he can run. So, I think he deserves a shot. I really do. And I think you do, too.
I do. Mike, I appreciate it. Again, I kind of go back to just who's the coach is more comfortable with what they want to call. And I think Mark Whipple wants to call more stuff that probably plays to Chubba's strengths more than it does Logan. But we'll see. We'll see what they come up with on Saturday. And again, hey, Casey's still a real possibility Saturday as well. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Next hour, Travis Fisher will be here. We'll talk Husker football with him. The Husker defensive backs coach has had an interesting year. I thought Quentin Newsome played a terrific game last week for Coach Fisher.
Yeah, he really did. He's flying around and has a ton of confidence, and a lot of times teams aren't even throwing at him.
They're not.
So, I think he's having a big season, kind of quietly, because again, you're not seeing him have the ability or opportunities to make a lot of big plays, but that also speaks volumes of the kind of player that he is.
Kind of wonder what's going in his mind, whether this is it or does he come back. I mean, he certainly has another year of eligibility left. I don't know that he's quite ready for the NFL, but
I think he'll be smart about it. He'll be smart about it.
Yeah, I hope so. Hey, our Sports Only Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Good hour. Great to hear from Mark Manning again. Wrestling tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at the Vandy Center. Alumni Weekend. Jordan Burrow's going to be back. And we'll be back with Travis Fisher. That's coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
This is the Nebraska Radio Football Show, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Simon steps, throws, pass intercepted, picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to the
baby.
35 to the 30. Rook tied down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's fourth career INT.
Yes!
Simon gets the snap. Steps, throws, pass is intercepted. Picked off Brandon Moore with the INT at the 32-yard line. That a baby Bam. What a pick. Huskers take over. They turn play action. Back to throw is O'Connell. Steps, throws toward the end zone. Looking out there, but the Huskers are going to cover it and pick it off in the end zone. 2nd and 6. DeVito goes shotgun. Motions the tight end, so you have 3 eligible to the near side. A little screen to the near side. Huskers blow it up. Oh, what a play made by Quentin Newsom. Read that beautifully, made the tackle. It's a loss on the play of 4 yards.
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome into our Nebraska football show for the week. And delighted to have defensive backs coach Travis Fisher with us for the hour. If you want to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400. That's the number to call. It's also the number if you want to fire off a text, if that's your preferred mode of communication. Huskers getting ready for another physical battle with the Minnesota Golden Gophers coming up on Saturday. But, Coach, I want to go back to last week. I really thought, and we commented on the broadcast a couple times, how hard I thought the guys on defense played to the final gun in that thing. And you only gave up a couple field goals in the second half, even though you got put in some tough spots. What did you think of the play last week by the defense?
Yeah, the guys have been doing a great job of just continuing to play football, not worrying about what's going on offense. It's just been focused on defense and what they can do to help us win a football game. The energy has been great. The attitudes has been great on the sideline. A lot of times as a coach, when things are not going good, you kind of find those guys on the sideline as disgruntled and always, the bad energy guys. But, man, was it wonderful to come on the sideline after they got off the field, and everybody's in great spirits, man. It's been great.
You had such a veteran group last year. You had the 2 safeties that had been here 6 years. You had Cam Tater-Britt, who certainly was a great leader for you. How have you filled that void back there? Have you felt like those guys, you're getting some good leadership and some good communication going on back there with that group?
Yeah, I feel like right now, those guys are getting old. Those younger guys are getting old, and they're starting to understand exactly what I want to, what we're trying to accomplish in the back end. Early in the year, those guys were, young and making mistakes, and, we didn't need to make mistakes at the time, but they were making the young guy mistakes, but they calmed down. And it's the same guys out there. They calm down, and they're playing their tails off, and Miles and just the older guys, Miles Farmer and Quentin Newsom is leading the group, like I told you guys before, and they're doing a great job of it.
To my amateur eye, I thought Quentin played one of his best games as a Husker last week. Blew up a little wide receiver slip screen out in the flat. He chased down a guy, was trying to throw a halfback pass, and got a sack on the play. How did you feel like he played?
I think he played a solid game. I mean, Quentin still has his best game ahead of him, and so he knows that. And, Quentin is so mature on the football field. He just knows exactly, he takes film right to the field. So it's just excellent to have Q on the field and playing his tail off this year for us. And also Miles Farmer, it's the same, it's getting in this groove here the last few games. And then Marquise Buford as well. So
the Illinois wants to run the ball. Minnesota wants to run the ball. How big are those safeties when teams are going to try to line up and just run right at you? Safeties obviously come into play a lot more, don't they?
Absolutely. We got to get those guys keyed in to the keys and run fits, and they got to be a big part of stopping the run this week. We know Minnesota has a great very physical team on offense, and big, strong offensive line, guys that can move you around. The running back is an NFL guy. We know it. We know it. He's been through the Big Ten through and through, so he's an NFL guy, and we know it. And he's going to be hard to tackle, and he runs low to the ground, and you can give him 30, 40 carries in a game, and he's going to still bring the pressure, and we know it. So we got a tough task this week, but the safeties are ready for that task.
36 carries for Mo Ibrahim last week for them in their game against Rutgers. Hey, our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. As this season has moved on, Coach, you started getting a little deeper into the depth chart, and I think it was week 3 or 4 we saw for the first time Malcolm Hartzog, the true freshman from Mississippi. When did you kind of know, going back when camp opened in late July, that you had something special there in Malcolm?
Well, Malcolm has kind of been that little secret, because he's so quiet. He makes his plays and he don't say a word. So he hasn't been the secret in the building. But for the fans, he kind of came out of nowhere and just came and started the football game and go out and get an interception. So, but to go back during camp, Malcolm led the production chart in camp.
Tell people what that is. You have this chart.
So the production chart is something that I brought, here when I first got here and I had it in the NFL. So what we would do is everything you do, you make a tackle in practice, you get a PBU, you get a pick, you have a busted coverage. Everything calculates into points. All right, and at the end of camp, the kids never have to ask me who's starting, or who's in the lineup. All they got to do is just look at the production chart. And so since it's so competitive in camp and you have so many guys and they're young and they're old and you have so many guys that are competing sometimes for the same spots, and a lot of times they get the same plays in training camp. So we run so many plays. So you get a chance to put them in that competition deal and let the chips fall where they may. So Malcolm was one of the guys that led the production chart, but he wasn't ready to, to play because of just knowing all the calls. But then early in the season when, having Tommy Hill out there and it just wasn't panning out right then, and I needed a fresh hand at the time, and Malcolm was that answer. So
it's a big transition from Mississippi to Lincoln. How's he doing with that transition into here and being a college guy now? How's he doing with all that?
He's doing great. Quentin Newsome has probably been the biggest probably person that's on the team to Malcolm to help him transition into living here in Lincoln. And they got a little background because Quentin's dad is from Mississippi and all of that. So, Quentin just took Malcolm up under his arms, and Malcolm sit right next to Quentin in the meetings, and, he just learned so much. So,
how did we find Malcolm Hartzog? There's got to be a story there in the recruiting process, because we really haven't focused on Mississippi much.
There's always some stories in recruiting about how we find players, but, Malcolm is, he made a ton of plays in high school, and the thing about him is Malcolm was 2 inches taller. Everybody will be on him,
oh, yeah.
But he's just right there. He's a short kid, and you just got to believe in the talent. And it's just us taking that approach. Hey, man, we believe in the talent that this kid has, and we think this kid can help us out. And then first he started off, kind of being a returner because his return skills were so good in high school. And then he ended up coming here, and it was never what I would say about Malcolm is the first game before I started him in the game, I said, hey, Coach, I don't think this moment is too big for the kid. So I think, just putting him in any game, it's not going to be too big for him. And so that's kind of how he's been playing. It doesn't matter the game. It doesn't matter who you're playing. The moment is not too big for him.
He wasn't here in the spring. He got here in the summer, like a lot of kids used to do. Now they all seem to be coming early and getting that spring ball, which is great. Have you had many players who've gotten here as true freshmen and not come until like June and played as much as he's playing?
No.
Cam didn't do that.
Nope, Cam didn't do it. Not as much as Malcolm is playing. Cam didn't do it, but a lot of times you get guys like that sometimes, and you get guys that come in and the moment is not too big, and they just become a sponge. And what you tell them, they remember. And some guys, what you tell them, they don't remember, and you have to tell them, over and over, and then they get it. and some guys are just reps. And some guys kind of like it's Malcolm, you know, that, you know, you ask him, and he shakes his head because he don't talk much, you know. And I hear, Malcolm, you got to talk back to me, bro. You got, you know. But anyways, it's fun coaching Malcolm, and just, you know, the thing about him is you can teach him something, and it's never too big, you know. It's never too much, and he gets it, and he's working his tail off.
Dorothy Lynch, home style, light and lean dressing, endless flavorability. So that's the young kid. And then you get, in August, Brandon Moore, who goes back to your time at UCF. He finds his way to Lincoln, and this guy's on the other scale. He's like mid-20s and out there playing some college football, and he's done some good things for you, Coach.
Yep, Bam is like my baby boy I had a long time ago when I recruited him down in Orlando, and then played some good football for us down at UCF. And then, you know, Bam kind of got hurt, you know, had some adversity there in college down at UCF. And then, you know, he was one of those kids that were probably going to go to the NFL because he was just that good of a player. And then he ended up having a really, really bad knee injury. And it took him really down in the dumps. And that knee injury is probably one of those type of knee injuries that most guys don't come back from. But Bam, you know, overcame it, and he had 1 year of football left, and he decided to go to Florida State and transfer with Mackenzie Milton, one of his teammates, and it just didn't work out at Florida State, I guess, you know. And so, you know, he let us know here somewhere in the recruiting process that, hey, he's no longer at Florida State, he's home, and he wanted to spend his last year here with me, and so he came up. So we were fortunate enough to, you know, get him up in the recruiting process and get him up here, and he's been great.
What kind of shape was he in when you got him? Because that's been a long time since he played.
I was worried about that. I was worried, you know, he looks good, but I was worried about what kind of shape he was in because he missed so much. But he's a grown man. You know, so you know he's gonna do what it takes to get his body ready to play a football game, and so the biggest thing for Bam is to kind of help me with the culture because he's been with me for a while, and to kind of help me with the culture with the younger guys. Been me having young guys this year, to kind of help me with those younger guys. So he did a good job of doing that. When he first got in the door, before he even touched the field, he was doing that for me at least. So.
Has your terminology changed much since when you were at UCF? Did he have to pick up a lot of new language stuff, or are you fairly similar to what you're teaching?
No, I've grown a lot, but, you know, obviously being here in the Big Ten, you know, people present different stuff, and it's, you know, so it's more stuff for Bam to learn. It was more, and but he picks it up. You know, he picked it right up, and he's smart, you know, he's mature, so he knows what to do with his time, and he's graduated already, so he's here in grad school, so.
A year ago, I was so impressed with Buford, particularly on special teams. He didn't play a lot defensively because you had all those long-tooth guys in safety. Tell me about the year he's had for you.
Buford he's a war daddy. I mean, you ask him to do something, he's doing it, and he's going to do it full speed. So he's been banged up all year, and you can't tell it because he don't come out the game.
Yeah.
He flies around. He has so much fun. I enjoy watching him play, but he's the same way at practice. He is the same way on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. So, you know, what he's doing in the football games don't surprise us. You know, he does it in practice. I mean, he's still willing to go be on special teams. He's a great person. He's a great teammate. And he's great to be here in Nebraska.
Possibility of a future captain?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Hands down.
Like he has that.
Hands down.
Kind of qualities about him.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you know, last year we just didn't see a lot of him because he just ran down on special teams, and yeah, so When he was out there making plays early in the year, it was fun to watch.
Well, you got to understand, it's just his first year playing defense.
That's right.
So, it's his first year playing defense. So it's Miles Farmer first year starting defense. It's Marquise Buford first year playing defense. It's Malcolm Hartzell first year playing defense.
Yeah.
In
a grown-up league.
Yeah.
And Mickey talked about that this week, and I want your thoughts too, because Mickey said, in the SEC, there weren't a lot of seniors because guys would go off to the NFL. He goes, this league, you got 5th, 6th, and in some cases 7th-year guys that hang around. These are grown men playing in Big Ten week after week.
Yeah. You got to understand, a lot of times guys go to the NFL and they're not ready. Sometimes it kind of works the other way too. Hats off and kudos to those kids that stand in college, developing all the way. Instead of going, not everybody can go to the National Football League early.
Right.
A lot of those guys go there early and realize, oh, man.
Different deal.
Yeah, but yeah, developing guys, you want to be able to develop these players and let them grow.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. 402-413-2400. That's the number to dial us up with a comment or question, or if you want to fire off a text. A lot more with the coach coming up.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students from Nebraska's Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Media Arts helped create visual effects for the Star Wars TV series Obi-Wan Kenobi. This opportunity came from a 3-month internship with Lola VFX, a visual effects firm in Los Angeles. This internship transitioned to employment, with Huskers also creating effects for the superhero movie Thor: Love and Thunder.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
Woodhouse Nissan makes car buying easy, enjoyable, and stress-free. We will bring the dealership to your driveway with Nissan at Home. You can shop, drive, and buy a new or pre-owned Nissan all from the comfort of your own home. Explore every aspect of the purchasing process at your pace and convenience. Get real pricing on your vehicle of choice, review lease and financing options, and complete a credit application. Get to your next adventure faster with Woodhouse Nissan.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
¡Anotación! ¡Huskers! ¡Tremendo jugadón por la derecha!
Hey, Huskers fans, this Saturday, the Huskers Radio Network is proud to present Huskers football in Espanol. Coverage of Nebraska's matchup with Minnesota begins at 11 a.m. Tune in at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment, valued at over $1,500, when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back. It's our football show for the week. Defensive backs coach Travis Fisher with us here tonight. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Let's go to Lions. And Adam, good evening. Adam, you're up with Coach Fisher.
Hey, Coach Fish, how we doing tonight?
Good. How we doing?
Doing well, man. Hey, I just had a question. Cam played quite a bit the other night for the Bengals. Did you get a chance to watch it and grade him out and give him the feedback, or?
Yeah, I told him he got to keep his eyes on this guy, and then I also told him great job getting those tackles and getting those guys down on the ground. Doing a great job.
Yeah, it was kind of a blessing. This old Cam, right, flying around that field. It was nice to watch again.
Yeah, I got to give him a hard time when I can, but he's doing a great job. I'm proud of Cam.
Adam, appreciate it. Thanks for the call. You know, he had that injury in camp, and as a rookie, you're kind of nervous. Are you ever going to get your shot, right? I mean, you want to be healthy and ready to go right out of the gate. He didn't have that luxury, did he?
Yep. So, got to be ready.
Jim, on our text line, I know you don't coach Ernest Hausman, but your thoughts about that freshman linebacker. We had Barrett Root in here last week. Ernest, good little player, isn't he?
Oh, he's a great player. I mean, he's going to be the future. I mean, he's going to be one of those players that maybe have his name on this stadium, and that's big with the names that's up there in the body of work that those guys put in that has their name on the stadium. But Ernest can be one of those guys. I mean, he's already got the size of a Big Ten Mike linebacker, and he can run, and he's getting coached by one of the best linebacker coaches I've been around. It's Barrett Root, and I just think the future is so bright for him.
Another possible captain. You know,
Absolutely.
He and Buford, I think, both can
Absolutely.
be captains going down the road with this group. You brought in a couple of junior college defensive backs in Singleton and Morton. How are those guys doing? And we've seen Singleton a lot more, I think, so far this year than we have Javier.
I've been moving Singleton around a little bit, so he's been playing a lot of corner. When I recruited him, he was playing corner and safety, and I put him at safety because I needed the help there. And then right now I have him jumping in the red zone. So right now he's kind of getting in, and I'll take Malcolm out. And so, I'll put a bigger body guy in there in the red zone. He's been doing a great job. So Deshaun, I can actually put him in this week. I'm going to have him in everywhere. So he can play, you can put him anywhere and he can play. Javier has been doing a great job as well. I mean, Javier has been he's been working his behind off. He got sick a week ago, so he put himself behind, but he was on a lot of special teams. And he's been doing a great job in practice at the cornerback position, and he's going to give us depth at the cornerback position right now. And he's just a play away from being on the field.
Are you having some scrimmages for the younger guys during the week? I know you've done that some in the past. Is that happening right now at all with these guys?
Yeah, those guys get a ton of reps throughout the week.
Do they?
They get a ton of reps throughout the week, and it's not like I got a big group at the cornerback position anyway, but they get a ton of reps throughout the week. And then also we try to keep the ones that were expecting to play in the game kind of clean as far as the scrimmages at the end of the week. But we do get Javier a ton of reps.
Jaden Gould was a highly thought of guy in the recruiting classes last year. Update us on him.
Future. All right, he's going to be a great player. He's going to be a great player. I mean, right now we're just trying to, Jaden is one of those guys. He's like Buford when Buford was a freshman. It's not a lot of guys that, play football that you're going to say the word whoa to. Like, hey, whoa, slow, hey, whoa, Jaden is one of those, Bill Bush is doing a lot of whoa right now.
With him.
Yeah, with him, but he's doing a great job. I mean, the good thing about it is you don't have to say go. That's the good thing about it. So right now we just got to keep him under control. He's practicing behind off. He's doing a great job. He's going to be a captain here. He's a great person. He's a great teammate. Don't get in trouble. Always on time, always smiling. He's never walking around here sleepy. Looking sleepy. So, I just think Jaden's going to be the future here.
Yeah, another freshman defensive back, Jalil Martin from Chicago, that you were pretty high on when we talked in the summer. What kind of a year is he putting together?
Ton of skill. He got a ton of skill. He's long, 6'3". He can run. His movement skills is like a corner. But he's been banged up. He had surgery, and he's just got cleared last week. And so right now he's just like a baby deer out there right now, just flying around and just missed so much reps. But he's practicing and he's learning the playbook and stuff like that. So.
Our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seasoned place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. You don't think you'd see a lot of walk-ons get playing time on your defense. Special teams, yes, not defense. And yet I keep looking out there, and I see him 37 running around out there. And Phelan Sanford, he finds a way to get on the field for you, doesn't he?
I didn't know Phelan was a walk-on. He's on scholarship, right?
I don't know that he is.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference. Phelan is a vet. He's no walk-on here. He's a vet.
Well, you must trust him. There's some key times you look out and there he is.
Oh yeah, he's probably one of the fastest DBs on the team, or one of the fastest players on the team. I know he's in the top 3, and but he practices extremely hard. I mean, he practices extremely hard. He's taking a lot of reps, and he's taken his time to learn the defense. He's gotten so much extra work in, and he deserves to be on the field. It's only a matter of time he makes a play on the ball, and you guys get to see how fast he is running with it. So,
well, it's fun to watch him when he gets out there. you have so many different guys in that room to deal with, and there's only so many snaps per game that you can get guys out there. How do you keep the guys that aren't playing hungry? How do you keep motivating those guys to keep putting in the good reps in practice day after day, knowing that their time probably is going to come, maybe not in 2022, but in 2023 or 2024?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because, I recruited all of these guys. It's 20, 30 some guys. I recruited all of them. And they're so attached to me. And the thing about it is sometimes when they don't play, it's kind of get detached a little bit. And they just, it's kind of hard for a lot of them.
Yeah.
But what I do is try to show them that the guys that are playing on Sundays, I have 15 guys that are playing on Sundays. And majority of, every last one of them didn't play at some point. And so what I would do is show them those players. Show them exactly like Quentin Newsom.
Right.
I just got finished talking about this today to Javier and told him, just trust me, brother. Just trust me. Quentin Newsom was just like you. He didn't play. Right, Quentin? Yes, sir, Coach. All right, and then Quentin found out how to do this. And then Quentin Newsom, when he touched the field, now he's not coming off. And you're going to be just like that. So I think I do a good job of trying my best to get them to see that picture and try to get them somewhere on defense because we need help at a lot of places, or the special teams especially. So,
how fun has it been to see Javen Wright overcome all the things that he has overcome and now getting some snaps with this football team? It has been a tough road for that young man.
A smiling Javen Wright, right?
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. Javen is, he's back. He looks different too, don't he?
He does.
He's
great.
Bigger. He looks faster. So I know Coach Bush is fired up about getting him out there and get him going. So.
Very good. Time for our College Vault Play of the Week. We're going to go back to the mid-2000s, and the quarterback was Zach Taylor, now the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. A great moment in Husker sports.
Seconds left. Quarterback Taylor back to pass. He looks into the end zone. Fade pattern. Purify near side. Leaps forward. He catches it. Touchdown, Nebraska.
A great win at a tough place to play down in the home of the 12th man in College Station. Mo Purify making the catch from Zach Taylor, ended up being the Big 12's Offensive Player of the Year. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. Need to work a break-in? 402-413-2400. That's the number to call or fire off a text. More of the show coming up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
No, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry, bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment, valued at over $1,500, when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
I'm the warmest.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. It's our football radio hour. Defensive backs coach Travis Fisher with us until the top of the hour. If you want to be part of the show with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. Doug in Norfolk, coach, who would you say is the best player that you've coached?
Woo, man.
It's not loaded up or anything.
That is coming in hot.
There's some guys at UCF are pretty darn good.
The best player that I've coached.
Boodles with the Chiefs, Cam Taylor-Britt with the Bengals.
I'm gonna have to leave that question out there.
All right, let him
because of how I feel about my guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I will tell you that I've had the first round pick, I've had a second round pick, I've had a third round pick. I got some guys, so all of them are good. All of them are good players. All of them are good players, and
how much fun was it to coach DCAP when he was here?
It was very fun to coach DCAP. Very fun to coach DCAP.
He worked.
He worked. He was. Quentin Newsome is the closest thing to him, as far as what he knows and being a sponge and just being a pro at how to line up, just being a pro at the small things.
Jessica wants to know, Coach, if they can get you involved in a little rap collab with Javier and Miles. You up for that at all?
I am. I mean, if those guys have been stealing my stuff anyway, so.
Yeah.
You know? So.
You told a good story when you went to Miles' house when you recruited him. Let the folks hear about that.
So the recruiting process with Miles is we found out that Miles had about 4 or 5 songs out that he had recorded himself. And we would go to the house on the recruiting visit to do a home visit, and his dad would have him come down and sing us his new music.
Wow.
Yeah, and he would do it, but no, he wasn't ashamed. He'd come right downstairs and do it.
And Javi obviously has some musical talents too.
And if you go on Apple Music right now and type up his stuff, he has music, you know. So Javier has videos and stuff. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for those guys. Hey, our chat with the coach is proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Jim in our chat room says, good answer. I'm not giving an answer on the best player that you coached. You don't want to make somebody mad at you.
Nope.
Can't do that.
I use those guys to do favors for me and come help me talk to the young guys.
How about Isaac Gifford? How well's he been playing for? And how much progress are you seeing in his game?
Isaac Gifford is doing a good job. He's growing up, man. He's becoming a grown man. He's mature, and you know, like to see Isaac is kind of like, you know, he knows. It depends on who he's with, and depends on what he's doing. He knows exactly how he's supposed to do everything that he's doing. But sometimes he would get, I'm gonna do Isaac, you know. Sometimes he'll get like that sometimes, so. But when he's on point, man. So he's come a long ways.
You were here for at least a year with Luke, and they're totally different, right? I mean, Luke was quite a bit bigger than Isaac as a player.
Yep.
So personality, are they anywhere close?
Luke was more, the personalities are probably about the same. Luke was very calm, but on the field he wasn't. Isaac is the same way. Isaac is the same way. Isaac is more, looking at him, he's never really smiling.
Really?
Yeah. It depends on when you catch him, you know.
Is he just a grouch, or what is the deal?
No, he's not a grouch, but if you say something to him, he'll smile.
All right.
You know, so he's not mad. He doesn't have an attitude. He's a great person. He's a football guy. So he's always, you know, he's a football guy.
Bill Bush said yesterday that he goes, you know, this group hasn't had a ton of success, but he says, man, are they fun to be around.
Yep.
You feel that same way?
I do feel that same way. But, you know, this group has been, a lot of these guys have had success. It's just, Bill might say that because he's new on defense, but I'm not new on defense. So I've seen these guys have a lot of success. I've seen Miles Farmer have success against Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Quentin Newsome last year. I've seen Marquise Buford have success this year. You know, so I've seen these guys have success as a team. As a team, that part of success is more what I think about. But this secondary has had success. Last year, Miles didn't start, but Deontay and Markel did, but he still made big plays for us, So he's had some success. So I can see kind of what Bill is talking about, but I don't see the same thing because I've seen it. I've been in the picture, the whole time.
Jeremy in Texas, coach says, hey, we got a couple guys from high-level programs that have transferred in, Kane Williams and Tyreek Johnson. Any chance that we see those guys play?
Tyreek is hurt. He's been banged up. So probably won't see Tyreek. But Kane is healthy, and he's practicing, and he's doing a good job. So hopefully we'll see Kane here pretty soon.
Good. Very good. 402-413-2400. That's the number to be a part of the program. Buckle up. Put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Still time if you want to be a part of it. We're back with our final segment with the coach next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
He flipped the two. Krause and Baby Horse. Here's the serve to go Millian. Guides it to her setter. Well done. Set to the middle. Shot won't drop for Anastasia Rush. Now Nebraska sets middle. Keelan Horde. That does drop. 25-9. Wow.
Hey Huskers fans, this Sunday, join us for Sunday Matinee Volleyball as the Huskers take on the Northwestern Wildcats. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West are live at 12:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Deep left side, Bourne with a long-range three. You betcha! Izzy Bourne with a triple.
Hey Huskers fans, this Monday, join us for a double dose of Nebraska basketball. Matt Coatney and Jeff Greash are live at 11:45 a.m. as Nebraska women's basketball tips off their season against the Omaha Mavericks. Then at 6, Nebraska men's hoops starts their season with a matchup against the Maine Black Bears. Kent Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen take the airwaves at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Folks, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, you could be a winner of a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any Woodhouse Auto Family dealership this season. If you'd like to get yourself entered to be a contestant, go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and then find out all the details on getting entered. 402-413-2400, the number to be a part of our football show. Travis Fisher with us for just a couple more minutes. Let's go to Bellevue and Rich. Good evening, Rich. You're up next.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, great. Hey, listen, I'm not calling to complain. I'm just calling to discuss two areas of defensive coverage. One is pass plays where the receiver is going to catch a ball. One guy covers the receiver, and the other guy has the opportunity to intercept that pass many times, and we sort of don't grab that opportunity, you know?
Yes.
And the other area I'm concerned about is when I know each player has their area of coverage, but letting the receiver catch that ball without being on his back at the same time he touches that ball, I noticed we've had some weakness in that. And I'll hang up and listen to what you got to say.
Okay, thank you. So what he's saying is true. I mean, it's been some times in these games where there's been guys in coverage. There's been guys in coverage, and then there's been guys in situations where, hey, it's time to shine. It's time to make your play. This is the reason why you came to Nebraska. It's, you know, the moment can't be too big, and we didn't make that play. So I wish I can pull out the magic wand, but what you're saying is true. I mean, we have to make the plays that we're supposed to make, you know, and that's why I'm here, you know, because, you know, I see the same thing. We have to make the plays that we're supposed to make, and the plays that, you know, require us to be, you know, Superman. You know, maybe you make one of those, you know. Maybe you make one of those. But the ones that we're supposed to make, we have to make them. And then it's been a couple games that that I can remember, and a couple plays for sure that I can remember that we left it out on the field, you know, especially early in the season. I got a couple in my head right now early in the season that we definitely left right out there on the field. And we talk about it, and we show them, and we put them in those situations in practice, and that's one of the things I do. I'm going to put them in that same situation in practice, and I'm going to make them make that play that they were supposed to make on Saturday, so they can feel good about it, and so can I can feel good about it. And so that's the one way that I kind of fix those. One way that I kind of fix some of those issues is sometimes on Saturday when we don't do things that we're supposed to do, it's important for me to get those guys back in there on Monday or the first time we can touch the field and put them in that same situation so they can make it. They can make that play.
Coach, we always appreciate you coming in. Good luck Saturday. Let's go get these Gophers.
Appreciate you having me on here.
Travis Fisher with us here tonight. Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call it or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Folks, winter is coming. Like it or not, for a limited time, cattlemen can lock in quantity and price discount when you register to win 10 bags of CVA Advantage Range Cubes with 23% protein when you go online to cvacoop.com. Full Sports Island coming your way tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
Yeah, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
Nope, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes second chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry, bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
I'm the warmest.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series.